sharp teeth, snacking on your body parts. Family chaos lurking beyond from the start. Journey begins, different roads converge. Shadows of past and darkness they surge. Old gods missing truth they urge. Wings of an angel, destiny they purge. Dragon kin, druid kinships, lost desire. Sins of old gods, secrets they inquire. Orcaian strong, families hard to inspire. Decisive paths forging all through the mire. Echoes of mountains, whispers of past. Misfits united, alliance to outlast. Truth and tradition, shadows they cast. Onward they launch in fate's harrowing blast. Ancient ones speak, guiding their quest. Harmonies call, within chaos they nest. Nightmarish battles, Cernos to test. Heroes arise through trials that bless. Journey begins, different roads converge. Shadows of past and darkness they surge. All gods missing truth they urge. Wings of an angel, destiny they purge.
Two moons and a whole bunch of silvery streaks that are kind of spiraling out from somewhere very, very, very far to the east of here. It's spiraling across the sky, and if anyone, I guess Dula and Raznar are still like outside. So they would see the spiraling silver streaks kind of slowly dipping out of the sky and falling.
Yes, I think so. We had just rescued Rebecca. And I think we sent her on her way to Alden, or I think she asked us about Alden and we weren't sure, but we said that we had friends who went to Alden. So I think after that we were going to try and look for like more survivors who needed help. I think we'd helped Lillian. I think this guy down here, this Isaac guy, I don't think we've helped him yet. Can I get like a gauge? I don't know if it's like a insight or something, but could I get a gauge on like time, how much time I feel we have before we need to get underground?
Yeah, absolutely. You can. I think from what you can see, there's still a good. I mean, I guess it would be difficult to gauge exactly, rushing winds and so forth. But your best approximation would be you still got at least like half an hour or
okay,
thereabouts.
All right.
Maybe less, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more.
Amazing. Yeah. Then I think I would just kind of like run to the next person that I feel might need my help, which I think Isaac is probably the closest. And I would just kind of like shout Raznar with me, and then I would head down for Isaac, I think.
I'm guessing me and Lenny, now that we've seen the barn collapse, we are going to try and see if we can lift some of the debris and see if he's okay under there.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. All right, so Dula is heading down towards Isaac. I imagine Raznar would come with you. He's been kind of sticking with you so far. Yeah, so Isaac is in a carpenter shop to the south of the open field that you were in. The crevasse that kind of opened up, the like ravine that has kind of opened up in the field has kind of clipped the back of his workshop. And the building has kind of, it's on a bit of a lean. The back wall has kind of crumbled away, and several of the kind of roof beams have collapsed. So the building is in pretty bad shape. You can hear someone calling out for help from inside. It's anybody out there?
Yes, I am. We're here to help. What's the situation?
Seem to be in a spot of bother. My leg is trapped. I can't move.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good. You probably don't want to move right now. I think Dula thinks about telling him that his house is like hanging on a cliff, and then decides that's probably not the best thing to say right now. And she says, "Never mind. I'm coming in. I'll come in to help you." And I think she's gonna try and find like a safe way to get into this house without kind of causing it to tip further.
Absolutely. Roll an instinct check at the farm. So what are you guys up to?
So obviously we've got here.
Yes,
Just
you're
don't
kind
have
of
time to watch the building collapse. So I'm gonna turn to Lenny and be like, "Well, we need to try to lift some of the debris. See if Alvin's under there."
Yeah, absolutely. How do you go about that? Obviously, this barn is built for a giant. It's big. All of the building materials are big. Lifting stuff in here is going to be very difficult.
You got any ideas, Lenny?
What are we doing? More importantly, why are we doing it?
The big fella, the giant, he's trapped under there. I got here just in time to see the building.
No, I know, but he knows about that. I heard crunching. Did you hear crunching?
Maybe you're right. Hey, my memory's always been a bit foggy. But do moons usually fall out of the sky? Does it happen often?
I don't think so. I've had an egg fall out of the sky though. That's kind of like a moon.
Was it a rock or an egg?
No, it was an egg. It didn't taste like a rock.
No. Oh.
It didn't taste like a rock.
Maybe we should get back into town and see how else we can help.
I think we should go. Yes, I agree.
Okay, well, I'm going to fly into town to get there faster, and I'm guessing I've got trouble on my back for the rest of the until he gets here. So
No,
I need it.
Oh, Lenny is so gonna get lost. Okay.
Let me just head back the way you came. We have to get back and help as many people as we can.
Back the way I came.
Through the town gates, back into the town.
That way?
Yes, that way.
Okay. Bye.
Shovel doesn't say anything, and he just runs and jumps on my back. I'm going to take Wyatt and head over to. Oh, actually, I wouldn't have the map oversight in my head, so I'm just going to fly.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fly.
Yeah. So maybe just roll an instinct check and see, kind of see what you see from up there.
Let's roll the buttons again.
As he's doing that, Lenny is like hobbling like as fast as he thinks he can, but he keeps stopping to pick up the rocks that keep falling, right? Because they're pretty special. So he's very sidetracked right now.
Can I roll it?
Yeah, the instinct, 10.
That was
Dula there.
That was
Small.
Ooh, nice roll.
Well, I'm choosing to fly. Can you see as I move the thing?
Yep.
I'm flying in a straight line, sort of the way I'm going.
Cool. No problem. So 15 instinct, and that is with hope. So you can take a point of hope on your trackers. You will see Dula and Raznar entering the kind of building over on that side. Lillian has already been assisted out of the rubble. And then as you continue further on, what you actually hear more than see is the bone-chilling howl of a wolf from further to the south. It seems to be coming from within the town walls, which seems odd. A wolf being this close to town doesn't kind of hit right. Or being inside the town walls doesn't make much sense to you. So you think that's something cause for concern, perhaps. Dula, at the same time as the howl is kind of penetrating into your consciousness, your amulet around your neck that Shovel gave you turns icy cold.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dula would probably just kind of like absentmindedly sort of like clutch and rub at it, but I think she's mostly preoccupied with trying to get
yeah,
this guy out.
absolutely. So your roll of a 10 for instinct means that it's going to take you a minute searching through, being cautious, right, in your approach, which makes sense. You're choosing caution over speed here due to the precarious situation of the house. So it takes you a minute, right? You kind of make your way around to the front of the building. You realize that the kind of front is all blocked. The front door is barred by rubble from the inside, and so you kind of you're checking some of the side windows. You find some access through one of the side windows and start kind of trying to make your way inside. All the while, Isaac himself is providing, helpful anecdotes along the way. He seems to still be in a fairly positive mindset despite his situation. He's kind of offering you advice. He says, "Oh, try the front door. Oh no, the front door's blocked. Oh, maybe one of these windows." So he's doing his best to help you.
Isaac, please maybe just stop helping.
I just don't know what else I can do right now. I'm really stuck. And I just feel so bad that you have to come and rescue me. I'm being such a burden here.
Yeah, okay, well, what you're doing right now is you're pushing your guilt onto me, and that's making me feel worse.
So with
But
that,
I'll continue picking through the rubble to try and find him.
no worries. So Nen, do you continue on your flight path across? If you do, you will see a fisherman to the east who is struggling with seems to be wrapped up in some nets, and a boat has like fallen on him.
Is it Gideon over there on the map?
Sorry. Yeah, Gideon.
Okay, cool. Because I was going towards the half guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah. I from where I've stopped, I can see straight down the path, and I'm gonna fly over the building. The shovel and. So what's he got? He's got fishing net trapped on top of me.
Yes, he's wrapped in fishing net, and then he has a boat on top of him, so he's pinned to the ground.
Okay, so I'm gonna get. It's weird the shovel's not here, but I'm gonna.
We'll just dig.
The shovel. I think there's someone underneath that boat. And we're going to try and lift it together.
Nice. Yeah, so you can roll with advantage because you would have him there. A strength check. Gideon from beneath the boat is watching you kind of approach. Oh, nice, a 6, and then roll the strength check as well, and then we add the 6 to it. 7 and 9. 18 with fear. So 18 plus 6, 24 total with fear. So you can easily lift the boat up. Especially between the two of you, Shovel is actually providing good help this time. Gideon is testy though, and he's like, wait, just watch the paintwork on the boat. Just be really careful. I've just painted it. Just don't, not there. No, put your hands down a bit. Yeah, okay, all right. And he's being a bit of a prick about the rescue attempts, and he seems far more concerned that his boat is going to get damaged than anything else right at the moment.
Why do I feel like this is based on someone we know?
So I put it like sincere and warm tone.
Mhm.
I look at him and I'm like, friend, it's just a boat. I don't know if you've noticed that the sky is falling. The town is in shambles, and
Yeah, look, it's not the first time the gods have tested us. Gods or no gods, I need my boat. It's my only way to make a living, and I just painted it. Did I mention that?
I promise you, friend, we'll be careful with your boat.
Thank you.
And I direct Shuffle to start chewing through the ropes, like the fishing nets are wrapped around it.
Oh, you just kind of slowly see his face melting as his fishing net is being ripped to pieces. Are you kidding me? Just look. If you just down here where my hands are, if you just this one line, and then it'll all come untangled. I imagine Shovel probably doesn't give it. And we'll just keep fighting through. Resna, I see you've joined us now. Welcome. You
Hello.
You have joined Dula, and you're helping Isaac, the carpenter, who is stuck in his workshop, trying to get access to the building as it's in a pretty bad state. You guys have made your way into the building now through one of the side windows, and you can see that, true to his word, Isaac is pinned under a kind of precariously balanced portion of wall. He's very close to kind of falling through the kind of second floor. So he's kind of above you, and he's kind of pinned by half of the wall, and there's like a hole in the floor, and he's kind of dangling there by his leg. So he's kind of upside down.
Okay. Does it look like, so he's hanging from the second floor above us, and his foot is like pinned?
Yeah.
Is that, can I like kind of like take a look to see if this is kind of like, we could maybe just maneuver him in a way to pull him out, or if someone needs to like lift the thing that's pinning his leg in order to get him untrapped?
Yeah. Taking a look as close as you can. I guess Raznar would be able to get right up close with he'd be able to fly up and kind of have a look.
Hover up, because I was using my air elemental ability.
Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah, perfect.
From last session, I had activated that to help pull a cow out of a hole.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, perfect. So that'll allow you to kind of get up and take a good look at how he's stuck there. It looks like yeah, like he's if you kind of positioned him correctly, you could kind of slide him out. He's not pinned there by a lot of weight. It's more just the positioning and the fact
It's
that
more that once he's let loose, he's going to fall on his head.
yeah.
Right. How far's the fall?
Not too far. It's about 10 feet, more or less.
I could catch him, help cushion his fall if you can maneuver his leg out, Resna.
All right. Definitely. Let's give it a go. All right. Do I have anything that I can use to lever? I suppose I have my staff. I can use my short staff to try and lever whatever's got him pinned.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will stand kind of like just beneath him to try and like catch him.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Between the two of you, you can make that work. I won't make you roll for that. You're able to maneuver him through Dula, kind of lifting him up a little bit, and then Raznar kind of just twisting the leg out. You're able to kind of free him. Thank you. I'm sorry to be such a pain. Is there any way I can help?
Are you able to walk at all?
Yeah, of course. You can see that
The best way.
his leg's wounded, but he can definitely limp under his own speed.
And the best way that you can help us to get to the bar. There's a basement there where survivors are gathering.
Okay. Yes, of course. I'll try and gather anyone I see on the way.
Okay.
You'll probably need to help him out the window, but otherwise.
Yeah.
I'll
get my hand out.
Yes. Where did Lenny get up to?
Lenny's stuck behind this NPC and can't move anymore.
I saw you going off in that direction, and I was like, where did he go?
Well, I imagine that Lenny was going a little bit like licking the rocks, and honestly, visuospatial, geographically challenged, like I am, but was starting to lick the rocks a bit like, oh yeah, this is definitely a rock I've licked before. So I'm finding my way there because I genuinely am so lost. But I think that's just kind of like I wanted to ask, how much room does he have in his pockets? Like, do I have bags? Like, how many, like, genuinely, how much weight can I carry?
Bag of holding dedicated to just rocks.
Yeah.
No, like, I genuinely, like, Lenny opens up his coat and there's slots, like he's a dealer type thing, but just for rocks.
Yeah.
Kind of like, do you want to buy a rock?
Exactly, like, hey, but because Lenny's like, just straight as a rock. He's like genuinely thinks that other people are just as interested as him. So he's just licking the rocks and he's realizing that some of these have got his spit on them. So he's just slowly getting to where he needs to go.
That's the way he retraces his steps. I love it. I imagine you would have a backpack, but would your backpack not already be full of rocks if this is how you go?
Well, but I don't. But the rocks, like they go where they're meant to go. So when I get to where they're meant to go, I will let them go and be free.
Right.
But they don't belong here, and because there's obviously the moon is coming crashing down. There's so many rocks now
that have been displaced and not in there. Correct.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Lenny's trying to collect them all.
Yes.
Because they don't belong here.
Right.
Well, I know we're getting you for Christmas. A bag of holding that just rock and empty.
Yeah.
Storage of rock.
Nice. Yes. So yeah, I mean, you would have a decent amount of room then. Yeah, you would have like
Right.
backpack space, and then you'd also have a couple of pouches, I imagine, and then coat
Yeah.
pockets and things.
Okay.
You could hold
Well,
quite a few.
Lenny is kind of stuck now because he can kind of see some of his friends to one side and some of his friends to the other. So he's kind of like he really doesn't know what to do. Genuinely doesn't know what to do.
And rocks in front of it.
I think I think the safest thing to do is just to stand there and wait for somebody to find him.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I don't know when you got here, but we flew over to I picked the hot guy over here. And we lifted a boat off him, and you just chewed through his net, and he's a bit ungrateful.
Yeah.
Oh, I fully thought you said you chewed through his neck.
No. Anyway, so but together, me and you lifted a boat off the top of him, and he was angry about us potentially scratching the paint. He was also wrapped in a net, which you chewed through.
That makes sense.
He wasn't quite happy about that.
Oh well, just another angry villager at Shovel.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and calm Gideon down a bit, and ask if he's try to change the topic and try to distract him from his net and ask him if he has any fish that we can purchase.
Oh, customers, eh? Yeah. Well, of course. As he's kind of like brushing himself off, I think you could get a decent amount for a handful. He's probably got a cold box that he quickly runs over to and grabs out a few really nice like big pieces of fish that have already been kind of cut. And he says, I mean, I was saving this for a special occasion, but looks like you've got the money to pay for it. It looks like a really nice piece of maybe marlin or something, like a really big kind of sporting fish.
Fantastic. I hand him a handful of gold and wrap the fish up with some paper.
Hey, thank you. Look, I'm sorry about getting in your face about the boat, but you know, fishing's everything to me, and without it, this whole town comes crumbling down. Really, without our fishing, it's the majority of our income. It's the majority of our food source. And if the gods especially Lear, are testing us, then fishing is what we're going to need to get through.
Are you really the only fisherman in this village?
No, of course not. But
well, can't you just get some help from the other folk?
I am one of the best. Yes, sure. Yes, I guess my pride gets in the way of that sometimes. But we don't have a lot of boats.
Half of that is mine.
I do have a reason for the fish. You missed it before you got here as well. On the way here, we heard some wild animals, like wolves or something, and I grabbed the fish on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shovel still says that.
Yeah. Well, you might have to share, Shovel. Share. What's that?
Awesome.
So I they're getting good fightings, but tell him he should get the safety because I've heard some wild creatures in the area.
Yeah.
And I think we should head out. We can see Lenny. I think we need to head back to Lenny.
Can you do the flying thing again?
Sure. From here to here.
Yeah. I imagine that like Shovel as he takes off still like screeches in excitement.
Lenny pees himself a little bit when he hears it.
Lenny, from your position, you're I imagine you would probably get somewhat distracted by the spiraling lights in the sky, and you can see that one of them in particular seems to have a trajectory that will place it within the walls of the town. Looks like it's coming directly towards the town, and it's going to hit long before the debris storm hits.
I feel like nobody listens to Lenny though. I told everybody we needed to go, and they're just helping everyone.
While I'm
So
flying over the building, have we seen the wolves of the animals yet?
No.
Okay.
No sign of the animals, but they were a bit to the south, and we're remembering that it's dark, it's nighttime. You're running by the light of 2 moons rather than 3. It's now a pretty dim night. You've got this half-baked kind of orangish glow that's barely enough light to see by. So you can see the immediate kind of vicinity, especially while you're flying, but seeing much further than that, it's a decent sized town, right? Like there's quite a few houses here.
are they still up in the air or no?
I imagine they've kind of swooped down to see you.
Right.
Well,
Well,
Lenny, who's dead?
So Lenny just ignores that. And he's got all these rocks and he's like put them in a circle, and then he just kind of looks up at Shovel and he just says, you, him, them, me, and then he's got this big rock and he goes, us.
Well, that's not a very nice greeting, Lenny.
Lenny then picks up a rock and throws it at Shovel and points up at the sky.
I look up to where Lenny is pointing.
Yeah. Are you pointing at the spiraling silver?
No, I'm pointing at a fucking bird I just saw. Yeah, I'm pointing at the spiral.
Do I see said spiralings?
Yes.
Like,
yes, you do. And you can see it's among like almost like a hail of other yeah, for want of a better word, like stars. They look like kind of like shooting stars. And it's like almost like a hail of these silvery points that are streaking across, and then there is this one in particular that is coming awfully close to the town.
oh fuck! What is that?
Not good.
Guys, I think we should get to safety.
It looks
Well,
like
fly, bird boy, fly!
it looks like
I think I think by this point, I think Dula and Razza are probably finished with Isaac, and probably will spot you guys and come running over. She kind of comes running over a little bit, out of breath. How is everyone doing? Did you get many people out?
We up
Lenny just kind of points at Jula, points at a rock, gets another big rock.
Oh yeah,
That
Dora,
makes total sense.
look up!
I've seen it. We've got maybe 20 minutes, but we've still got the whole south end of the town to search.
I turned to Zora and I said, and we went to Alden's farm, and I don't think he made it.
Oh.
Yeah, his ribs came out and everything.
Oh,
Lots of crunching.
okay. Don't tell his wife that.
Oh, she's
Did you
gonna find out
find-
anyway.
I also thought I think I heard some doggos on the way here. That might be
Wolves,
rescuing.
right?
Yeah, some doggos.
I heard them as well. Alden's house, did you find the basement, or is it completely buried?
It was gone. Everything was. There's no way into the basement.
All buried.
Okay, we're gonna have to
Crunchy
try
berry.
and find sanctuary beneath the bar then. Okay, so we have about 20 minutes before realistically 10 minutes before we have to get underground. Do we want to spend that 10 minutes trying to find someone else?
I think I could quickly fly down to the bottom of town overhead and see if I can hear or see anything, and then quickly report
You
back.
see very like a lot of excitement on Shovel's face when he says that.
Excellent.
Okay, so are you guys going to wait here, and me and Shovel will go for a joyride?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, just see what you can see from the air.
Okay,
It's,
Shovel,
it's,
but we're not taking your box. Your box is going to have to stay here.
I actually got a better idea. We're gonna get a saddle in the future.
At least I won't have to carry this bloody box around.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nen smirks to himself, but also thinks there's no way that's happening. Okay, so we're going to fly straight down the road.
Yep.
Um,
Awesome.
Imagine above the rooftops.
yeah, we're not high enough to see.
Yeah.
A decent amount.
Excellent.
So roll perception. I think we're going to.
where are we sending everybody again?
Well, the plan was to send them to the barn, but the barn's kind of collapsed.
Yeah, I've been sending everyone to the bar rather than the barn. I was thinking that we would go to the barn, but if the barn's collapsed, we're probably going to have to go to the bar.
Yep.
The tavern.
Yeah, tavern.
Yeah, the
Better word for it.
so Razna, Dula, and Lenny, you watch as the streak of silver plunges down into the town and lands not far from you, up to the north of you, right where the tree is, right where Gentry's token is right now, in the middle of town, and strikes the ground right in the middle of town with a flash of white light. I imagine.
I immediately brace that.
Excellent. Nen and Shovel, you would see this kind of flash of white light behind you, and by its glow, you see the temple, and you can see a kind of large shadow leaning over the body of Elder Mossfoot. The shadow. The shadow is very much reminiscent of a wolf, and the kind of howl that you heard earlier would agree with that. And as you kind of come closer, the shadow kind of rears back again on its hind legs and lets out another howl. Can I get both of you to make a reaction roll with your presence? A presence reaction roll.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm good at presents. Let's go. Actually, not too bad.
16, very good. With hope too. Not that hope matters
Oh.
in reaction rolls, but
Oh, okay. That means I don't gain a hope doing that. Hey,
no.
rats.
Nice, 20. Okay, so you're both very staunch in the face of this. The howl is chilling in its intensity, and it has a lonely kind of quality to it. It feels very melancholy and sad. But you can tell already from this distance that Elder Mossfoot is dead and appears to have been killed by this creature. After it howls, it moves across to the front of the temple, as you're flying in, you get a pretty good vantage to see through the front of the temple, and you can see Elder Mossfoot kind of described a pretty special stone to Lenny. Maybe you were listening, maybe you weren't, but it's a stone that kind of beats like a beating heart, and it has a kind of elemental property to it. The wolf moves up to the stone and begins to basically eat it, just crunching through the stone. You see kind of steam boiling out of the stone as it's being destroyed completely. Shovel, can I get a knowledge check from you?
Absolutely. Another one on my not so strong.
And you can take advantage on this because it's likely that you would know something about this at least.
Amazing. And how do I roll advantage again? It's
So I've added a little like advantage dice there, so you can do your so when
oh
you
yeah,
click on the dice thing, you can click the knowledge and the advantage together, and then just roll both.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right, good job. And advantage. Let's go.
I've got
So very nice.
That is a 21.
21, very, very nice. So this entity is something that you remember hearing about, maybe when you were much younger. It is kind of goblin folklore about the kind of shadow wolf who had its powers stolen. And it's basically a husk of what it once was, and it kind of roams around, consuming, trying to feel something because it has all of its life got kind of stolen away from it, and this reminds you of that story.
Do I know or remember if these things can die?
This the one shadow wolf that they talk about, um, it cannot die. It's essentially doomed to like kind of repeat this over and over again forever. It can't consume enough to regain its life, and its current existence is as a shadow. So it's kind of just stuck in this state.
And what do I see it doing now?
It is consuming the sacred relic of the temple. Just destroying.
Does the sacred relic look like it can be carried?
What's
Yeah,
left of it?
yeah, potentially, yeah.
Is it small enough for Shovel to carry?
Yeah, like it would it would be a challenge for Almec to carry both you and the rock, but you could lift it. I'm more concerned about Almec's carry capacity. I think you can hold it. It's just a matter of whether he can lift both of you.
Okay, all right. Because I have a question, and it's a bit creative, so I think you might like it. I have a grappler, and I would like to grapple the relic.
Yeah,
I also have a grappler.
Double grapple.
So I would like to shoot the relic and grapple it and
Nice.
pull it towards me if I succeed.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so communicating with Almac, how do you want to kind of position yourselves?
I'm gonna be like, all right, here's the
Fly
thing.
by.
This thing can't fucking die. Goblin story, I'll tell you it later, but we don't have time. Fly a little forward so I can snag that little stone, and we take off.
What are you talking about, Shovel? It's just a cute doggo. I kind of ignore what he's saying, and I get the idea that I have some fish in my bag, and I would like to go like not get too close to it, but
Yeah.
sort of like and not startle it, but walk towards it calmly.
Yeah.
And
I would like to stealth.
and throw some fish in. But
Come here. Come on.
I would like to stealth.
Excellent. All right. So
And can I use Nen's body as a kind of like what I'm stealthing behind?
Yeah, sure. Excellent. All right. I'll get
Because
it.
I think I have advantage on stealth rolls.
Yeah.
I mean, if I distract him and you can stealth past him, if it gets violent, then you can go for the stone and get away.
Excellent.
Yeah, but you fly.
Yeah, but you'll be stealth.
All right. You go ahead and roll.
Actually, yeah, in that case then I would probably like hop off his back and probably like oh, hang on a second. And probably like stealth behind the corner of that of the temple.
Excellent. I'll just go over to the other guys while you
Yeah.
you roll your stealth check, which would be agility, I believe.
Yes.
And Raznar, you just sprinted as soon as you saw the light flash in the middle of town.
Yep. I'm worried that people might have been injured. I rushed towards it.
Yeah, excellent. So you kind of get to the middle of town first, and you see what appears to be like a spear of what could be glass or crystal, stabbed into the tree in the middle of town. Where it has struck, it is slowly turning the tree into the same kind of crystalline substance. As it's kind of spreading across the tree, you can see a soft kind of pale kind of glow emanating from the source of the strike and kind of spreading slowly outwards.
Okay, so is it turning everything to crystal?
It appears, yeah. I mean, it's turning the tree to crystal for sure.
Okay.
That's all it's touched so far. The people
And
around the tree are kind of startled. Gentry's still trying to figure out. He's like, he's kind of at the door to the tavern saying, "Look, the basement's full. I can't fit anyone else in. I've prioritized children, and there's people like screaming and like trying to rush past him to get inside." Outside in the kind of town square, people are kind of in groups and things, huddled, kind of like trying to figure out what to do.
which I shout out to Gentry. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the strongest building in town?
I guess the temple is a pretty sturdy structure. But that's the best we've got. It's like the oldest structure here.
Then everybody needs to get to the temple, and I just start shouting at everybody to rush to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Grab what you can and rush to the temple.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Don't touch the crystal. Stay away from this. 3.
Yeah.
Get away from it. Get to the temple. Everybody, hurry as quickly as possible.
Excellent.
Is there anybody that needs assistance, injured? I'll try and help them out.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Lenny and Dula, you're just sitting tight at the moment?
I'm guarding the box.
Guarding the box. Excellent.
I've actually used it for a seat a couple of times when people
Lenny does not know of this.
Sorry, I was muted.
That's all right.
So I think Dula was kind of anxiously watching Nem and Shuffle in the sky, and I think whatever the hell happened when that silvery thing happened, and she got distracted looking at it, and as she's looked back, she's noticed that Shovel and Nem are no longer in the sky. So I think she says, Lenny, I think Nen and Shovel may have found someone. They might need my help. I'm gonna head down. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to go and help Resna?
I think I should follow you.
Okay. Bring the box.
Do I need to bring the box?
Actually, that's a really good point. I think Stella kind of like looks around and she sees like some canvas or top or something has like fallen off like a collapsing house. She quickly runs over with the box and she like tucks it beneath the top, pulls the top of the box, and she turns to Lenny and she says, "We lost the box."
Box gone. Let's go.
Box is gone. Let's go. Starts running.
Wow.
I think she starts running.
So with a 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, you're getting such good rolls now. It's good. With fear, though, you you are well hidden, and you said you kind of hid behind the the kind of corner there.
Yeah.
And Nen is cautiously approaching the wolf.
I've sort of stopped near Elder Mosford's body, so I
Mhm.
see if there's any signs of life as well.
Yeah, for sure. Elder Mossfoot looks drained. It's not so much that she has she has bite marks, but they don't look like what has killed her. She looks like she's just kind of withered away. The shadow wolf turns, noticing kind of your presence, and kind of gets down into a low kind of stance. It's if it had hackles, because it's purely made of shadow, you would imagine they'd be raised, and it lets out a guttural, low kind of growl.
So obviously I've noticed, I've looked at the body and I've realized that in my mind, I think it's just a cute doggo. And it is established that Elder Mossfoot doesn't necessarily look like she's been. It's not proven that she was attacked by the wolf, so I'm going to try to reduce my threatening presence and also like lower myself down. And calmly, I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out fish that I grabbed earlier, and just throw it a few meters, like in between the middle of us.
Yeah.
I'm not staring directly into its eyes, and just be like, good boy, calm down.
Yes.
Like, I won't hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah. So you're doing everything right with dealing with a kind of wild animal. You feel somewhat confident in your ability to kind of control the situation. At least you've kind of like, you've got the food in between you and it, so you're like, if it's a predator like a wolf, it's going to eat, right? That's what it wants. But you notice that its gaze is focused most directly on your chest, where your pendant is now glowing blue. And it its eyes are like locked on, and it is kind of backing up a little bit and kind of pacing a little bit from kind of side to side, like it's looking for an angle to strike. It doesn't look interested in the food at all.
If anything, Shovel's looking at the food.
Shovel's distracted by the food.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's picking up the scraps if they're left there at the end.
Yeah, it seems far more interested in what's around your neck.
I know what I want to do, but it's like, okay. So I noticed this, and obviously it was eating the stone before. Shovel was talking about how this creature, like, its components have been taken from it in a sense. And for some reason, I think to myself that the wolf obviously wants to eat the gemstone around my neck as well. It's cute. I'm torn because it's like my only possessions, and I don't really know anything about myself.
Yeah.
Okay, but part of me wants to take off my necklace.
Yeah. I love it. Go with what feels right for you, man. Like,
and I feel like it wants the necklace. So I'm going to throw it on top of the fish.
wow, I love it. All right. So the shadow wolf, it hunches down as you kind of like make the gesture just to kind of throw the amulet. It hunches down in reaction, like in like defensively, but then it sees the kind of stone kind of clatter down onto the fish, and then it just pounces onto that and aggressively like gnawing at it and chewing on it. You see sparks of kind of magical essence escaping as its teeth kind of sink into it. And then there is like a kind of a small burst of kind of blue light as it kind of crunches into the core of it, and then the wolf like kind of inhales and kind of breathes the magical essence in, and you see like a shimmer of sparkling blue run through the wolf's body. And you see like the spectral kind of outline of the wolf appear briefly for a moment, and it kind of fixes you with a really contented look, like it's been somewhat satisfied for the moment. This is, I mean, unprecedented. I imagine Shovel probably wouldn't expect something like this to happen. It looks like there was an effective change to the wolf, even if it's temporary. That seemed to have been quite a meal for the wolf. And it seems somewhat satisfied for the moment, and it's not growling at Nen anymore.
Does it look like it's distracted?
Very, yeah.
I think Shovel's gonna try and start moving towards the stone to try and grab it.
Yeah, absolutely. With your check, you're well stealthy enough to kind of slip past. I imagine the wolf's kind of pounced on the fish kind of in between, and you're easily able to slip past to get to the stone. I imagine that this.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, you go.
I think when Shovel grabs the stone, I think he's gonna start making his way over here, and then like eventually he's going to like probably get to this corner here and then pretty much bolt to the forest with the stone above his head as he's like running. And he's like shaking it in the air to kind of give the signal to Nen to get the hell out of there.
Nen isn't listening. Nen is calmly talking to the doggo.
Yeah.
But you do see a very chaotic goblin running into the forest.
Yeah. Excellent.
But he's talking to the doggo like he's a human. It's just like, hey, buddy, are you feeling better? Like, what's been going on? How's the day been?
It moves a bit closer and leans its head against you, and for a moment you catch a glimpse of a flash of kind of excruciating pain, and along with the pain is an image that up until this point you've associated with religion and creation, the All Father Gardalian, the kind of creator of this plane. You have a glimpse of him, and all you can feel from the wolf is pain, loss. It's all kind of coming in flickers and spurts. It's not any way that you've kind of communicated before. It's imagery, it's feelings, it's sensory, all at once, and it's like it's conveying 100 things to you in the space of a couple of seconds, and it's not a form of communication that you're used to using. So you're certain that you're missing a lot of what it's saying, but there is some attempt at communication here. Just give me 1 second.
So obviously I felt some of that, and I could feel myself being overwhelmed. Is his head touching me still?
Yes.
Like I can feel tears welling in my eyes, and I am going to attempt to put my hands on the side of his head and give him scriptures on it.
Excellent. You're able to do so. It's a little bit like your hand almost passes through because it's still not solid, but you can feel where his outline is kind of supposed to be, and you can vaguely feel it there. It's like a really like a fairy floss or something. Like you can push through it, but it's there. So so you can give it scriptures, but it's very soft, and it feels like it's almost like it could almost just kind of break apart at any minute. It's very fragile. The next kind of image that flashes into your mind is of a fiery phoenix, a kind of like a great worm dragon, made of rock, a gigantic turtle, and a spider. These images kind of flash through in quick succession, all accompanied by their own kind of feelings. A lot of like betrayal is being felt at this point. Again, you'd be missing a lot of what is being said, but you kind of get these glimpses of what it's trying to convey to you. The outline and the form of the wolf is flickering a little bit, as though it's already starting to fade. But you get the sensation that it has a lot more that it wants to tell, and that it doesn't want to go back to the darkness and the hollowness that it was feeling, but that it's also kind of resigned to that.
I've been thinking to myself that obviously eating particular kinds of stones help get what's its name? Cool. Nix. I don't know. I feel like eating particular kinds of stones give it some of its what I'm thinking of physical form, like that. And I have the idea that maybe Lenny would have some stones that would potentially help Nix regain some more of its corporeal form.
Yeah, potentially.
So I speak to it like it's a human, and I said, "Hey, buddy, I can see you're struggling there. I have a friend who has some small rocks that might help you hold on that a little bit longer."
The form is flickering even more now, and you see its eyes go from this wise, kind of knowing look to that kind of rabid, hungry anger, and it's very quickly shifting. You imagine you don't have a lot of time before it's fully reverted back to what it was. Dula and Lenny would have met Shovel as he was escaping.
I imagine that Shovel stayed where he is, like just over here in this little corner,
Okay.
kind of
Oh, yeah,
watching to
sure.
see if like Nen is like mauled to death
Yeah. Absolutely.
based on stories.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, Shovel's just kind of like watching with the stone kind of like underneath his arm.
Okay. Well, in that case, Dula and Lenny would be arriving, and they'd be kind of walking through.
Dula would be arriving. I'd be trying to catch up.
So imagine you're kind of coming up.
Yeah.
Well, this is poor timing because I'm thinking about doing a backflip and flying away. Oh god.
Yeah, so we're making our way up the steps here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's weird. It kind of like backtracks a bit.
Yeah, it is strange, isn't it? Yeah, so I guess I make my way up the stairs, and I see this like huge kind of like shadowy wolf with Nen, and I think she just kind of like freezes and kind of has her hands out. It's like, Nen, what's going on?
Joel, don't start it.
I think I'm more the one that's startled right now.
Is Lenny with you?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure. Jola realizes that she left Lenny like halfway down the steps. Where's
Big
Shovel?
adult steps.
Yeah, where's Shovel? He's I'm not sure. He was here. Where's Lenny? Oh, there's Lenny. Lenny, have you? Don't come too close. Do you, by any chance, have any special rocks that you could give the cute doggo?
From its position,
What?
next to you, you hear a low kind of rumbling growl, kind of escaping its throat, as it's kind of like starts looking at you and not seeing who you are, and then it's like takes a little step backwards.
Nan, I don't think that thing is friendly.
It was a second ago. It ate my amulet, and
Well, that's not a very friendly thing to do, is it?
no, but for a
What
moment,
do you
it
want?
shared its thoughts with me. It was more than just a wolf. It was so much more. It was a beautiful creature.
Okay.
Why
okay.
does
Well,
it
that
want my
beautiful
box?
creature.
It spins and turns to the new voices,
Whoa.
and then kind of gets low again.
Okay, well, this beautiful creature is now looking at us like we're food. So, do you have a plan of action here, or?
I was hoping Lenny'd have some magic rocks hidden away in those pockets of his.
Why do you want my rocks?
Well, you see, the cute doggo here needs them to stay sane.
None of that makes sense. They're my rocks. You want me to throw my rocks at the dog?
No. Just to the dog so he can eat them.
No, they're my rocks.
But I thought every rock had a place. Surely
It
not
does,
the-
and it's not in a doggo's belly.
As Lenny raises his voice, the wolf panics. It feels like it's backed into a corner, and it's going to attack. So we're going to go into initiative.
Oh no.
No one has the kind of surprise here, so the players always get to act first in initiative. And the way initiative works here is you kind of just call out what you want to do. There's no order of initiative. If you have something that you want to do, you do it.
I think Dula will probably pull out her battle axe. I think she's more. I don't think she wants to act on this first because it is just a wild animal, so she doesn't want to antagonize it. So I think she is kind of just like waiting to see.
Yeah.
I think she kind of like pulls out her battle axe and she wants to try and keep the attention of the wolf like maybe on her.
Yeah. So would you like to?
So I think she just kind of like pulls her battle axe and she's like, "Whoa, hey, buddy, like over here," and then kind of like stomps her feet on the kind of the veranda here. She sort of moves back a little bit.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I think Lenny like realizes that this is probably not a time to die on this hill. You kind of see that their friends are like, not this is not Lenny's very, very close to his rocks. So this is not a comfortable situation. And he goes to like, he just slowly kind of reaches into his backpack and into his like dealer jacket. And I guess because like I'm gonna use Malphite Rocky because I know which rocks taste the best. So I'm going to like kind of roll the rocks that I know that taste the best by my judgment.
Excellent.
So do I need to use a hope for that, don't I?
No, I think the I think the taste of the rocks is very subjective to you. I don't think there's anything that I can kind of track in.
I mean, I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of like the Gordon Ramsay of
Yeah.
like rock
So
tasting.
like
but
that's
whatever.
something you know, right? Like
Yeah.
that's something very specific to Lenny that Lenny knows. You know which rocks taste best to you. So you can go ahead and throw whichever rocks you feel.
I'm not going to
taste
throw
best.
them because Nem specifically said not to throw them.
Okay.
He said to give them, so I'm going to roll them like labyrinth where the rocks roll in the cave in the obelisk. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
He's very sad about this, by the way. Like, this is breaking his
Just a
heart.
single tear.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till Shovel finds out they left his box. That'll be bad.
Shovel is thinking, where's my fucking box? But also, suck shit, Lenny. I got a bigger rock than you.
And we both don't have a box.
So I did Shuffle say before that like the shadow of like can't be killed.
Yes,
Describing it.
I did say that.
they can be kind of subdued for a time, but they can't be killed.
I calmly look at like towards Dula while Benny's rolling the rocks and like and just say this isn't a fight, we can win.
Okay, then let's get out of here.
Okay, if you guys are purely just talking, it's going to lunge at the closest target and strike.
Well, what's happening with the rocks? Is he not interested in my rocks?
It's not interested at all in your
I'm going to attempt to like quickly fly
I'm
backwards as it
mortified.
lunges.
Yeah. So yes, there is a agility reaction roll to escape this attack. It attacks with a kind of a shadowy.
Bye, Nen.
It didn't roll very well. So I rolled a 5 to hit your armor, so to hit your evasion. So I imagine that's not going to hit, right? So if you go to your trackers, you should have evasion should be the top one. 7. Okay, so yeah, so 5, it doesn't hit. It slashes out with its claws, and you're also able to dodge out of the way. So
I'd like to take flight straight up.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's its attack. Is it just kind of lunges at you as you pop up into the air? It'll kind of spin and look at the others.
As it spins, I'd like to throw my grappler.
Yeah,
at it.
good. Yeah, go for it. So make an attack roll with that.
Oh.
Oof. Yes, that goes wide. The wolf kind of easily evades that attack, ducking under as the grappler kind of pings off of the wooden floor. As you missed, it can take an action. It's going to leap towards Lenny.
No, not with Lenny.
Try to slash at him instead. It's a 10 to hit. So go to your evasion tracker.
Yes. Wow, 11.
11. Oof, wow, missed again.
Perks of being small.
Yeah. So
Small.
with agility, it kind of leaps across.
Not small.
You're a little bit small.
But you're still human. You're just a short human. That's all.
Yeah.
Mm.
It leaps across. Lenny, I imagine kind of backs up rapidly, getting out of the way of the lunging wolf.
Well, Lenny doesn't actually. Lenny just bends down to pick up his rocks that were just.
Yeah.
Shovel's probably going to be like, Lenny, oi, waving him over like
by absolute like bends down at that time because he realizes that he actually rolled one of the rocks he really didn't want to roll. Bends down. I imagine that's when the wolf lunges. So I
Yeah.
divine intervention. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any reaction you'd like to make to it if it's suddenly in front of you?
Yeah, so I was looking at like I don't know why, but I wanted to do the ice spikes.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. You can
All right, let's see how we go.
take the action.
No. Oh,
So it's a
can't see any of
14.
my spell actions. I was, clicking. Caught up now.
Oh, good. So a 14 to hit is it's just a miss
oh.
by one. So comes very close. The spikes kind of shoot out. I imagine. Or do you describe how the ice
Well, yeah,
spikes
I
work?
imagine that like I don't know. I imagine that like yeah, it kind of follows the trajectory of like all the rocks kind of thing, and like it comes up underneath him.
Yeah.
But he might have been bending down to get a rock as well when it happened. It happens
Yeah.
more than you would think.
Yeah. 23 to hit for 12 damage. Okay.
I'm dead.
No, you're not. So 12 damage.
I
Is
really am.
That's not how many hit points you take. So 12 damage is the damage you're going to take. So now you want to look at your trackers. So I'm just trying to bring your trackers up so I can follow along with you.
Yeah.
You should have a major and a severe
Yes.
damage tracker.
Yeah.
So you need to find which slot the 12 damage slots into. So is it below your major? Is it above your major? Is it above your severe?
It's above both of them.
Okay, so it's severe damage. So if it's under major, it's 1 hit point of damage. If it's over major, it's 2. If it's over severe, it's 3. If it's double or more than double severe, then it's 4 hit points.
All right, so it's 3.
So it's 3 hit points of damage.
Yeah.
This is his ethereal slash. So he kind of moves through you.
Yeah, he does.
And you feel a lot of your life essence being sucked away as the wolf passes through you, and kind of moves to the other side. You know that it's not playing around. That hurt.
Well, so did the rock thing. Now I'm thinking up like it's not even just physical; it's emotional too.
I think upon seeing that, Jula's gonna try and make a battle axe attack against the creature.
Yep. 17, very nice.
Yeah, so 17 to hit, and then 10 damage. I think I do have a bunch of stuff as well. So cool. Yeah, so 10 damage, plus I also get to I have gore. So after I make a successful melee attack, I can spend hope to also gore the target with my tusks for an extra 1d6 damage.
Yeah, excellent. Go for it.
So I'm going to spend one of my hope points and then just roll a d6. How about just roll a d6? So that's an extra 2 damage.
Excellent. Nice. So 12, 13,
So 12 all up.
15. I think there's like plus 3 damage on your battle axe as well. So
Yes.
it's like 15 damage. So that's very good. Fear. It immediately shifts to the enemy's turn. So he's going to immediately. Your battle axe comes kind of swinging across. As I mentioned before, like his form is material enough that you feel something as your battle axe passes through, but it just kind of shifts out of the way, But you do see that he recoils from the feeling. So you've done some kind of damage. He's going to strike back at you, though. Sensing you are a threat. A 16, I imagine, will beat your evasion.
Yeah. Can I ask, when do armor scores come into play?
Yeah,
And like
so
armor slots?
armor can be used anytime you take damage. You can spend an armor slot to reduce the incoming damage by your armor.
That would be
value.
nice to know.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot to mention that.
Does
So you
it
can
affect emotional damage as well? Or?
so you can spend an armor slot in order to reduce the incoming damage by your armor value. And that you can use that to kind of shuffle it between the thresholds, right? And try and get to the next threshold.
Yeah, I might actually do that because I have a few armor slots. So that definitely hits me.
Yep.
So I might take off an armor slot and knock that down by 5. That damage down by 5.
Cool.
Oh no, actually I might not need to do that. Because if it meets severe damage, is that counted as over and that's 3?
Over. Yeah.
Okay, no, I will burn an armor slot. And that will put me right between major and severe.
Okay, no worries. So you take 2 hit points.
So that should just be 2?
Yeah.
Does that come off major damage or severe if it's between them?
That comes off your hit points then. So that'll be 2 hit points of damage. It'll be another tracker somewhere. There's so many trackers.
Oh my god.
It's a bit.
I don't know that I have a HP tracker.
It's
Click
next to
HP on
your
your.
Oh yeah, it's on
Yeah,
your
it's your
character
portrait.
portrait.
Oh right, sorry. Yeah. So I knocked off 2. Did I just get -2? Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh no.
All right, so it is over to your guys' turn.
Because what I'm thinking is I want to like move here, and then am I able to use the grapple hook to get me up onto the roof of the temple?
Yeah, 100%. Yep, that's absolutely something a grappler can do.
Amazing, brilliant. But I'm guessing that is my turn.
Yeah, I would. I think the grappler would be your action essentially.
Yeah, cool, excellent. So yeah, I think Shovel kind of like puts the stone in his like backpack and then bolts towards the wall, pulling out his grapple and like launching himself up.
Yeah, fantastic. What's
I think if we're not running, I'm gonna keep focusing on the wolf. So if everyone else wants to help me,
Yeah.
That's why I got to the high ground. Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if I want to swoop in and try to grab Lenny or throw my grappling.
I was going to, well, because I wasn't there when he was eating the rock, so I don't really know what it looks like, do I?
Know what?
The stone thing that he was eating.
Right. Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe of creating a minor illusion of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then throwing it, or like getting Nen to like fly it over and drop it over there, and then us to escape. But
yeah.
I definitely think we should try and escape.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But
So-
it ate my necklace, so remember what my necklace looks like.
but well, yeah, if that's enough. Can I use Rocky now, like to know exactly what he wants and what's his taste?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna use a hope and do that and figure out what signal to Nen, and then like whilst all the chaos is happening, quickly do my little rock diagram again to explain to Nen what I'm doing, because that seems to work. And then I'm going to create the illusion, and Nen, this, you, fly. Good.
So, you're throwing it to me.
So I just like do this like fancy little thing with my hand. I don't have to do this, but it's just the only like, it just makes me feel like I'm important, to create the illusion. So I'm going to create the illusion, and just like Yeah.
Is 12, which is a success for the illusion. I think we've got our wires crossed somewhere because I was wanting you to roll knowledge for the thing, but
Right.
but that's
I
fine.
can
You
do that. That's
succeed
fine.
in creating an illusion.
Yeah.
Of what you imagine is a nice juicy rock for it to chew on, and you throw it to Ned.
Yeah, but I make a big noise, and I'm obviously doing this kind of thing, to like make it look like I've had this rock or whatever he wants the whole time, but I didn't want to give it up, and so I'm just trying to make it like really, big and exciting. What I would imagine what other people think excitement is.
Yeah.
My excitement is licking rocks.
All right. So you throw it to Nen, and then Nen's going to lift it up into the air. Or like, what are you doing with it?
Does it react?
Taking it to the other side of the room, but like, yeah.
Well, I'm waiting to see if it reacts to stone coming towards
I
it.
did this. It's going to react.
So I'm
What
hovering,
do you think this was about?
I'm hovering about 2 meters up in the air, and I catch the rock.
Yeah.
And I'm like waiting to see if the
Lenny's gonna say like, hide it, don't let him get it.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I don't know that the wolf is going to be attracted to the creation of the magic. You've got its attention. It's in combat with potential threats, so it's not just going to lunge after it and risk exposing itself. But you have its attention. Like it definitely watches the stone flying across to Nen. If Dula and Lenny kind of seize that moment to do something, it's like temporarily distracted for the moment.
I think we should seize the moment to run.
Yeah. So there's no like opportunity attacks in this. So if you want to move, you can just move where you want to go.
Yeah, I think so. Are we all in agreement that we want to try and escape?
Yeah. So while I am,
Zach, you're muted, so
yeah, while I'm
This is this.
from the roof, Shovel screaming, Nan!
So I obviously it's looking at me for that split second. I'm going to like I want to keep this attention, so I'm going to like just scream like curdling taunts towards it, knowing that I'm also a safe distance in the sky. But like, I want it to focus on me. So
yeah, absolutely.
amazing. I would probably use my turn to move. I'm not sure how far I can get though.
Yep. I imagine if Dula and Lenny disengage from it, then it's free to pursue the stone, and then like you're going opposite directions, and you can just kind of.
I'm just gonna say that I was trying to set up rocks to explain that we're going to escape. So I imagine Dula, you're just gonna like tug me along and just be like,
I would like to have Dula look at the rocks and be like, yeah, I perfectly understand that. Continue to make out the plan.
Excellent. All right. With that,
I'm going to where I'm in the sky. I'm going to throw the rock that I've got like towards this way.
Yeah. No worries. And it will bound off after the stone.
Thank God.
And we can return to the other chaos as you escape from.
Oh, right. There's an entire town in trouble.
as
That's
you,
right. The moon fell.
as you escape from the temple and the maddening wolf, you you can see now a large silvery glow coming from the middle of town. By this time, you are going to be the kind of debris storm is going to be right on your heels as you are bolting back towards the middle of town.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm definitely running.
yeah. So you consumed a fair bit more time than maybe you had expected to at the temple, and so you can see the debris storm just reaching up into the sky as far as you can see above you, and winds buffeting your backs as you're sprinting across the town back to the town center. Raznar is yelling at people to get out as you are heading in towards the middle of town. But there is so there's this big dome of glowing white light kind of bursts out of the tree in the middle of the town, showering the area in a warm white glow. The second you pass into that glow, you feel a calm wash over you as uh, as you get this sensation of being wrapped up in a nice warm blanket, as this silvery light kind of surrounds you.
How far out is the silvery light emanating?
It's
Like, have I stepped into it?
yes. So I imagine you've all started stepping into it. It's growing out from the tree as you're running dead heat towards it. So you very quickly cross paths with the edge of it. I guess Lenny will be the last to experience its warm embrace. As he's slowly making his way up towards the middle of town. By this,
Fastest I've ever ran.
yeah. As you kind of reach the center of town, the tree is now crystalline in its entirety. All of the leaves, all of its intricate bark and every knot and branch of its structure has been perfectly kind of crystallized into this clear glass-like substance. And from within it, it seems to be just emanating this powerful aura that is surrounding you all. As you step through, you also notice that the wind is no longer buffeting you. It's like a kind of warm spring day inside here. It's like it's light. There's no debris hitting you in the back. There's no wind buffeting you. It's all just calm and still. You notice that all of the townsfolk are just are also calm. They're all just kind of milling about, kind of wondering what's going on. And as you kind of watching outside of the dome, as the debris storm just rolls right over the town, ripping up the majority of the palisade around the town. You can see in the distance, some of the buildings like at the outskirts are kind of outside of the dome are just completely ripped out of the ground and sent flying in the storm. But right here in this dome, you're completely safe, and you start feeling drowsy and tired. all of you start noticing the villagers around you start falling asleep, just
The seed of
Just-
the poppy.
just laying down. Yeah, so yeah, you notice people around you just starting to lay down and kind of fall asleep. You see Gentry kind of fighting it off, and he kind of comes over to you. Uh, is, is, is everything okay? I'm not quite sure what is happening.
I think we might need to destroy this room. That's what.
I think the tree's protecting us somehow.
By making us sleep.
Well, I choose to see it as it's stopping us from being crushed by whatever is happening out there.
So what? You think we should just lay down and sleep?
Well, if I had to choose between sleeping or being crushed, I think I'd rather sleep, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Lenny's already asleep.
You're
That way we can be crushed in our sleep and not feel it.
So
Lesser of two evils, I think.
we're in agreement. We just want to go to sleep.
I feel really tired right now. I've had a big day.
I feel like you already, like, as Shovels said that, I feel like you already see him kind of, like, kneading the ground.
I feel like somehow you have the box with you, like you just happened to come across it.
Yeah, I've, like, dragged the box with me, and I found like, just moved over towards the tree in, like, the shady part, and I'm just, like, kneading the...
Dula just kind of, like, tilts her head, and she's like, how did you find that? And then just, like, clunks out.
Where does Lenny rest his head?
I told you Lenny's already asleep.
Oh, just barely entered the dome and just straight fell
Yeah,
asleep.
literally just like, yeah, like he's happy. He's got his rocks. He got all his rocks back.
Yeah.
Like he's just happy to rest. He's tired.
Yeah.
There were lots of stairs.
Yeah. You all drift into into sleep. Almec kind of, Nem, nervously kind of watching your companions fall asleep. You eventually kind of succumb to sleep yourself. It becomes too hard to resist at some point. You see everyone else safely to sleep, and you're like, oh, they look pretty peaceful. Maybe I just close my eyes for a second, and then you're just out.
I wrap my rings around myself and drift off into a slumber.
Yeah. In your dreams, you are visited by a woman with a mane of kind of orange golden hair. She is regal in stature, and at the time she kind of approaches you, she seems very distracted, and when she starts to speak, it's like her voice is being echoed 1,000 times or 100,000 times, and it starts extremely loud and very fractured, like it's coming from a whole bunch of different directions, and then it very quickly finds its focus and kind of becomes more clear as she is talking. People of Cernos, hear me. I have sacrificed myself in order to grant some measure of protection to you all as my children. I fear for the future of our world. The gods are missing. The ones I entrusted with your safety have failed, and your lives have been put in danger. I blame myself entirely, but the work that comes next is what is going to be most important. That I have to leave to you. All of you, as my children, must find the old gods, wake them from their slumber, save them from themselves, and restore balance to our world. This is my final gift to you, and unfortunately, until such time as the gods have been restored, I will be absent also. You kind of get echoes as she finishes speaking, as though she's having this conversation hundreds and hundreds of times, and the echoes in some instances sound like she's saying different things, and the vision of her kind of blurs in places, and you get like a refracted kind of mirror image of her at times. This is hard for me to continue. I have been split into many pieces. Rest now, children, for your journey ahead is long and difficult. You must search deep and work with each other to restore our world. Much damage has been done, but and you will need each other in order to survive. With that, you kind of pass into a restful sleep. You'll all get a long rest here, which we'll kind of go over next session. And we get to level up to level 2.
Let's go.